Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, my name is Kenny. I'm a K-pop content creator at K-pop Content Creations. And if you guys are wondering why this video says review or analysis, depending on what I name it, instead of a reaction like I usually do on my channel, it's because the app I was using is not working anymore for me to do any more reactions. So I'm not really sure how to go about doing the reactions. So I'm trying to do something new and something that's not going to get me copyrighted. One of my videos is just these analysis and reviews. So it would be amazing if you guys let me know how you felt about the video at the end with a comment or something of that sort of nature down below so I can know how to go about this. But until then, I hope you guys do enjoy the video and let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to kick it off with Miss Irene and Seulgi's debut song, Monster. And this song was more on the mature and dark side of things, which I'm not really surprised by, just because in Red Velvet concepts and comebacks, I feel like personally, in my opinion, that these two really thrive to the top in those dark and mature and quote-unquote velvety type songs, and they're still good in like the bright and cutesy songs. I just really love to see when they show the other side of them. So I'm really happy that SM brought them to this concept instead of one that, you know, they pretty much already do in Red Velvet. And I'm going to break down this music video analysis in 4 ways. I'm going to break down the things that caught my eye in the music video, the dance of the music video and the song, the visuals, and lastly, the meaning, what I think that it could be about. Now, obviously, we know in K-pop that it has several different meanings, so it's probably going to be more than one meaning. And I would like to honestly see which one you guys think will fit mostly to the meaning. Or if you guys already know the meaning, I mean, just let me know, because I'm just a viewer just like you. So we all have our different opinions. So starting off with the things that caught my eye in this video, the first thing was the intro. The intro was just Seulgi and Irene, and I guess it was a slope or a ramp, and Seulgi is just slowly walking towards Irene in like this animalistic or quote-unquote monstrous way. And it already brought me in because I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then it jumps to the super weird formation, which is kind of spider-like, I would say. And why I say that, it was because Irene looked like she was kind of like the head of the spider formation, and then the backup dancer was kind of all attached to her and Seulgi. And then Seulgi, she was in the back, but you could see her hands like right to Irene's face, in between on the side of her head. So it was kind of weird, and it wasn't weird in a bad way. It was just something I've never seen Red Velvet do. So I was like, okay, like I already knew Red Velvet had, you know, nice transitions and illusions and formations, but it was nothing like that. After that, the way that they kept switching between black and white, but they had the same facial expression, it kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, obviously, I knew it was a darker concept, but I didn't think that it was going to be dark when they were in their white, fluffier outfits. Like when they were in, I think Irene was in bed, and Seulgi, she was looking out the window or walking towards Irene in a point. Like, usually in the video, you think that, okay, the black concept, the black outfits, they were kind of, you know, dark and scary and creepy. But then when it came to the white ones, you think it'd probably be a little lighter. Like, around them and their outfits themselves, yes, it was bright, but their facial expression still had that monotone, bland kind of look to it. And so that's what really stood out. 'Cause I was like, okay, they look different, but their faces aren't. So I don't know. And another thing that I wonder if it was meaning to it or if it was just to add on the creepiness to it was an Irene solo scene. She had a bunch of strange looking dolls around her, and I like to call them the Annabelle dolls, because if you guys seen the Annabelle series, clearly that is the creepiest series that you've ever seen with a doll besides Chucky. And when it went back to the spider pose, basically at the end, I wonder, was that like a replay or 360 from we started here and we're going to end back here no matter what happens? So I'm not really sure. And then the number one thing that really caught my eye, which I'm pretty sure caught a lot of people's eyes when I saw in the comments, is the 100% lesbo action in the music video. Now, I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if this was supposed to be a meaning of something. I really don't know what it was supposed to be. But the amounts of times Seulgi was trying to plant one right on Irene, I was just thrown aback. Like, I was like, okay. Like, obviously, I didn't have a problem with it. I was just like, I feel like I never really seen that much from a third gen group that was popular. Now, I've seen other third gen groups do that. That was probably on the more mature end. But for Red Velvet, I wasn't thinking like, oh my goodness, it was going to be like, you know, kissing and girl on girl type action. And I wonder, is that what made it have so many delays? Because they had to, you know, monetize it a little bit more, because, you know, in Korea they have a very high maturity level of things. Like, it'll sometimes say 18 and up and things like that. And I don't think they even said that in Red Velvet, or not even Red Velvet, but Irene and Seulgi's debut song. And I feel like it was really, you know, a little risque. And I'm just wondering, for some of the moves that they did, are they going to allow that on the music shows? Because it was really intense sometimes. It really was. Next up is dance. So, like I already reiterated in my first point, was the spider pose formation that they had in the beginning. And that, obviously, Red Velvet, as 5 members, they have had, you know, nice formations and things like that. But they've never had anything like the spider pose. And the only thing I would say that was anything close or inherently moderately close to what they did here in Monster was when they had their music video, or not even music video, but even in like the live stages of Peekaboo. I guess when Yuri was in the middle, and they were kind of all connected on that point, but it was not as connected as this one. And it was, like I said, it was clearly more mature and sexy than the Red Velvet concept. So it was just like, it was a lot more hip swaying and body movements and things like that. It wasn't really a lot of body rolls, but obviously I didn't see 100% the choreography, so it could be body rolls in there. But it wasn't as, you know, upbeat and bright as what they would usually have in Red Velvet concepts. I will say it was more technical than any other of the concepts as well. It had a lot of more hit beats, and like it had a lot of times where like the beat will be a little fast and they will hit every movement like kind of a ticking motion. Like they had a lot of ticking motions in there with either with their head or their shoulders or their legs, and like they hit every beat to it. And as we know, Seulgi and Irene are amazing dancers, so of course they could be able to pull it off like that. And then the main thing that I wonder if they'll be able to show on at least music shows, because they did show it in the music video, is in the chorus, everybody, including Irene and Seulgi, had like a hip dance, and like I guess it was like a pelvic dance or some sort. And it's like Irene and Seulgi, they did what usually like a quote-unquote sexual mature girl group concert would do, but the backup dancers themselves were like going in, if you know what I mean. They were going in, like they were thrusting those things. Like, and I know there's a double standard for male and female K-pop idols, but that was some deep pelvic hitting and thrusting. And it wasn't even like thrusting towards the camera, it was thrusting on the ground, but you know, it was pretty deep and pretty crazy. So I wonder if they're going to change it up for the music shows. I would think so, because I was seeing a lot less things from girl group idols that they had to change, but that was back in the day, so it might be different in the past. I'm really not sure, but that is one of the things I was like, okay, so this is just clearly a duo from Irene and Seulgi and not Red Velvet, because Red Velvet would never do anything like this. Next is the outfits. So all in total, I counted 6 outfits. If there are more or less, you guys let me know, but I think I counted 6 outfits. So I'm going to break it down, not too in depth, but I'm just going to break it down what the outfits seem to be in my opinion. So in the intro, when Seulgi was kind of, you know, crawling their ramp towards Irene, is Seulgi had basically like a nice pair of sparkly black pants. Like even from a far distance you could see like the glitter and the sparkle, and then when it was like a close-up shot to them when they were in like this hallway, you could see the sparkliness, but obviously you couldn't see the bottoms too much. And she had like this really revealing leotard on that like really, in my opinion, accentuated her body in a nice way. And it seemed like Irene just had a black turtleneck on. Now, I don't know if this was a dress at the bottom, or a skirt, or just like tulle. And if you don't know what tulle is, it's basically the material from a tutu. And then the second outfit, I like to say it was a sexy marching band. And why I say that is because they both had like these navy blue blazers on. And they weren't like full-on blazers, because if I'm not mistaken, Irene had her back out. I don't know about Seulgi, but I know for sure Irene had her back out. And then they had like shoulder pad tassels. So it was navy blue blazers. And then it had more of a corset feel for their tops. And it seemed like Irene had more of like the boning of those big dresses back in the day that they had, the females would wear back in the late 1800s. And I would say they had gold accents as well, so it wouldn't just be all one color. And then the tops were mesh. And basically for the third outfit, it was pretty much the same thing, but it wasn't any gold accents. And then Irene had shorts on and Seulgi had pants on, and it was like a boot cut type of thing. And I'm not really a big fan of boot cut, but they looked really good on her, so I wasn't really too offended by it. And the fourth outfit was the fluffy, more innocent looking outfits. And they, even though, like I said, they were innocent looking, it was still more so on the basis of they still had more monotone and less exaggerated facial expressions on their face. And lastly, the fifth and sixth outfits, I'm really not really going to get too much in detail on it, but to me, it was like a bunch of bedazzled. Now, to me, these outfits were the least cohesive of this music video. Like, I really didn't understand why they had these outfits. Like, I guess they wanted to do a pop of color, since it was basically like a lot of neutrals or a lot of blacks and whites, or like just dark colors in general, so they wanted to throw in pops of color. But I feel like they could have did it a different way. I'm not really 100% sure how, but it was, I don't know, it was just, you know, not really, in my opinion, the best in cohesiveness. Like, they weren't bad outfits, it just wasn't cohesive to me in that type of way. So for the meaning of the music video, I have three possible meanings that it could be, and you guys let me know which one that you choose, and I'll let you know which one I think it probably is the most. So the first meaning that I thought that it could possibly be is that they were talking about terrorizing somebody, most likely a guy, but seeing how it was a lot of lesbo action in this music video, it could be either a guy or a girl, and I wouldn't even be sure on it. And it sounded like they were kind of terrorizing him as like a sleep paralysis demon or quote-unquote monster. It would be more, you know, obviously complacent with the title. And I just say that because they would just say things like on your body in a nightmare. Now, I don't know if you know what sleep paralysis is, but it's basically a state where it's in between you're awake and you're asleep, and it's kind of like the middle in between part where like you're not fully dreaming, but at the same time you're not fully awake either, and you most of the time can't move, and you feel like you're paralyzed. That's where, hence sleep paralysis. You feel like you're paralyzed, and basically a lot of things people usually say is it's a demon or some type of monster, like it's on you, so that's why you can't move. And the second meaning that I thought it could possibly be talking about is, it could be, you know how sometimes they always say yin and yang, and without lightness you don't have dark, and without darkness you don't have light. And you know, I always say it's a bit of darkness in all of us, so it could have been talking about the little darkness inside of us that's opening up and finally revealing itself. Hence what the lyrics said, under a single lightning, why are there two shadows? And I guess something else woke up inside of me. And also, it could have been a play between the dark and the light outfits, switching back and forth, because they did do that a lot, even though the facial expressions were the same. And lastly, it could have been Seulgi the monster, and basically Irene is not more say trying to get away from her, but Irene is kind of getting absorbed into the mindset of, okay, this is a monster, I really like this, let's go for it. And I just say that it's not too many clues to say that, but the only reason I said that is because when it was a lot of the shots with them two and there wasn't any dancing. So for instance, when they were in the hallway, Seulgi just always seemed the one to be the more dominant one, the more aggressive one, the more person that's trying to, you know, get something. And Irene is just standing there. Like, she's not running away from it. She's just standing there and just taking it all in, you know, becoming a monster herself. Or it was another one when, you know, Irene was in the bed asleep and Seulgi was walking towards her and just staring at her. So it could have been like, okay, Seulgi's the monster. And basically, I'm the monster inside of you, so I'm going to wake up. So it could have been that. But honestly, that's the one that's probably the most far-fetched. And I'm not really sure about that one. It's just some fun little meaning that I thought that it could have been. Okay, guys, that's the end of my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the first time I've ever made any type of review of analysis of a music video. So it took me a while to write down a lot of my thoughts. It took me a while to, you know, I had to rewatch the video like 5, 6, 7 times just to get as much points as I can so this wouldn't be a too much boring video. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys let me know what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you want me to try to find a way to have more reactions now? Or do you want me to do more of an analysis type approach to them? I don't know. You guys let me know. So I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell notification down below if you want to see more of this face. Which I don't know if I'll be showing my face too much now. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. So bye.